Look, inspiration comes from many different places. It can come from a smell. It can come from a taste. It can come from a physical experience. It can come from a color. It can come from anywhere. And this recipe, this video, is inspired by my trip to Italy, moseying through the Florence food market. This is an incredible experience that left my taste buds wanting more. I had this beef sandwich at this restaurant called Nerbone. Maybe I'm mispronouncing it, forgive me in advance. Regardless of what I call it, how I say it, or how I pronounce it, this recipe is essentially a boiled beef sandwich with a little bit of spice on a roll. And I know it doesn't seem that crazy, especially with some of the food that you see me make on a regular basis. This is less intense and more of just a journey for me to chase this flavor, to chase this sandwich experience so that I can continuously make it in the comfort of my own home without having to travel to Italy every single time I want a good sandwich. With all that said, let's sear some chuck roast. Now, in order to sear this entire thing, I could very easily throw the whole piece of beef in there, but what I want to do is cut it into sections so I can get a real full 360 sear, because the sear is what the flavor starts. The flavor starts at the sear is what I'm trying to say. So basically I'm just gonna cut it into 3 different sections. That should suffice. All right, we're going in. Now, like I said, I'm trying to get a 360-degree sear, so I'm flipping it on its side. Got a nice sear running through the entire situation. I'm gonna take the beef out of the pressure cooker. There's a whole bunch of fond left over in here. Fond equals flavor. That's gonna really flavor all of our vegetables that I'm gonna add to this before making the braising liquid, which is before putting the beef back in to ultimately put it in that sensory deprivation hot tub. Now, as the meat rests, I'm gonna slice up some celery, some carrots, some garlic, and some onions, which is gonna be the base aromatics for this entire thing. All right, so we have the fond that's in here, looking real dark. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil in here, and then we're gonna add the onions, cook them a little bit, then add the carrots, cook them a little bit, then add the garlic and the celery, bringing that down, and things are gonna get real good real fast. And at this point, I'm gonna add the beef back to the mirepoix. I'm also gonna add a little spin, okay? I'm gonna add some Calabrian chili paste to this to add a little bit more flavor and to give this overall a little bit more spice. Although it doesn't look like much, it's a lot. And a generous amount of beef broth. Now, how much beef broth do you typically need to use, or any liquid for that matter, when braising something? The answer is just enough to cover the meat. Hit that with some salt and pep and close the lid. Once it gets pressurized, it's gonna sit in here for about an hour and a half. In the interim of that, I'm gonna make this parsley-based salsa verde. So for this parsley verde salsa, parsley salsa verde, this is where things get tasty. Using some capers, some anchovy paste, and some actual olives. Obviously got some flat leaf parsley over here. And I'm using not only balsamic vinegar, but also red wine vinegar. It's all going in a blender. I'm gonna mix it all together, create kind of like a sauce consistency, like a chimichurri, if you will. This is basically, dare I say, an Italian chimichurri. Last time I called something a chimichurri that wasn't a chimichurri, you guys scolded me, but here we are. Ooh, looks and smells exactly like the condiment that was used when I ate this beef sandwich the first time. That looks awesome. I could possibly get it a little bit more chopped up, but then I'm running the risk of it compromising the entire thing. So instead of me finicking with it, I'm just gonna put it in another reservoir and set it aside, because it's good enough. The beef is good to go, and while it cools and gets ready for me to shred, I'm gonna slice up some ciabatta bread and toast it. All right, so I'm gonna do the best job I can to take out the meat without, it's already falling apart like crazy, but I'm just gonna set it inside this container because ultimately I'm gonna shred it apart. And then I'm gonna strain the rest of the liquid with all the vegetables so that we're left over with just the sauce. Watch this move. If I just like press it, just shreds apart. Oh yeah, this is where it's all at. Now, before making this sandwich, I need to dip, that's right. I need to dip the ciabatta in this. I'm gonna take the bottom one and dip it in this sauce, just the top, just so it gets a little kissed. And the other one too. And then for some heat, I'm gonna add some Calabrian chili peppers, just a little bit. And then goes some of the braised beef. And then on top of the top bun, some of our Salsa Verde spread, if you will. Guys, little disclosure, this doesn't look anything like the Italian beef sandwich I had in Florence. However, it smells almost exactly like the Italian beef sandwich I had in Florence. I think that the deal is they kind of boiled their meat and I braised it. I'm not mad, neither should you be. Enough lollygagging. I need to eat this so bad. The only thing that upsets me about the last 25 seconds is that I burnt the top of my mouth by prematurely eating a piece of beef straight out of the Instapot. And that's a lesson in life somewhere. Don't be putting your hands in hot things. It'll burn you. I know it's already shredded, it's already fallen apart, but it falls apart even more, met with the mouth. The layer of Calabrian chili at the bottom giving me a really nice amount of heat, but pulling this entire thing together and setting it aside is the tanginess of this parsley-based Salsa Verde. This is one of those things where I'm gonna make it time and time again because I can't stress this enough. Shredded meat in general, game changer. If you guys like shredded meat, if you like Italian street food sandwiches, then leave a comment down below, give this video a like, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.